Welcome back to Love Bachelor, the Bachelor podcast you never asked for. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Geena Schwartz. It is a sweltering day in Brisbane, but nothing is hotter than my co-host.
Oh, damn!
Who is it? Who is it?
It's Aimee Duro.
Oh,
My golly gosh,
You
Geena.
are welcome.
That was good.
I
I'm a bit
am
flustered.
Oh, I'd do
Oh.
anything for you, you saucy minx. Aimee, tell me, what's going on in the life of you?
I had a 10-pack of chicken nuggets for breakfast.
Breakfast of champions.
And I feel really good about that, I got to tell you.
I agree. I'm, the saying, I'm a Wheat Bix kid.
Yeah.
I'm a chicken nugget gal.
I'm a McNuggets kid. So that's how I'm feeling at the moment.
Yeah.
And what else is happening? I have a car.
Yes, you do have a car.
I got a new brum brum car.
Suzuki.
Little Suzuki. You
What
would have
did you
seen it.
name?
Susie. Susie the Suzuki.
Wow. I love the originality.
Thank you. Hey, Geena.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'll tell you, some things are up.
Are
Many
they?
things are down.
Aren't they?
Like, I am down with it. Look, life is a bit of a shit fire at the moment.
Mm.
But you know what? Mercury isn't in retrograde, so my
Ooh.
best friend can't blame this on that.
Mm.
You know, like last month things were going a bit haywire and
Yeah.
they were like, oh, it's okay because Mercury's in retrograde. I was like, okay, all right. It's not in retrograde anymore.
Maybe it's in Gatorade.
Explain that, Sherlock.
Powerade.
I'd love a
It's gone in
Powerade.
Powerade. It's on steroids. No one can stop it.
Yeah,
That's
you know
what's
what?
happening.
I think coming into Christmas,
Oh, heck.
like life new,
Deck the halls.
deck the halls with piles of fuck. Anyway, look, I'm happy to be here with you. I'm happy that someone's falling in love, even if it isn't fucking me.
Thanks, Brooke.
Oh, but actually, here's a silver lining.
Please.
Lightning.
Lining.
Lining?
Here's a silver lighting apparatus. Continue.
Silver lining. I work at an escape room place.
You do.
And we do this thing called blackout for Halloween where all the lights go out and things get creepy.
Oh.
And I get to dress up. So, because I'm a workaholic, not by choice.
Yeah.
And so I don't get to do anything Halloween-y. But at work, I get to dress up and scare people for a job.
That's fun.
That is fun.
I want to come to
No.
that. Not, well.
Aimee, we're on air. Yeah.
Why don't I want to go?
No, I don't know, actually. You
Oh.
can come.
Is it expensive?
Oh, I don't know. Shouldn't be.
All right.
Give it a look.
All right.
I would tell everyone to come, but I don't want you to know where I work.
Ah, nice.
Yes.
Uh,
So many
Geena,
crazy fans, you
I
know.
have a question for you and the fans.
Oh, go on.
Is it true we have a Bachelor podcast?
No, actually, I think we're trying to vibe out of that.
I think we're moving into like the love and advice like space. You know what I mean?
Love Bachelor, actually.
Oh, nice.
No, actually, I think it's true. We do.
Okay,
Brooke Blurton, she's finding love. We're
Iconic.
talking about it.
it's true.
And look, because we're talking about it, if you haven't seen the recent episodes,
Mm-hmm.
do not listen to this.
Yeah, nice.
I love it. Honestly, we both went through those sounds and we found the perfect ones for us. And I tell you, every time I hear those sounds, I'm like, perfect.
We're like, what, 3 years on?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
We have a 3-year-old.
So, those sounds have aged wonderfully, haven't they?
Like a fine fucking wine.
oh,
Amen.
I want a rosé.
Rose, we should get drunk one night. We actually shouldn't.
And
that
watch
would be
Batch.
the worst.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Give us a 30-second recap.
All right, I'm ready.
Your time starts now.
This week, Holly and Konrad had single dates, and I am not exaggerating when I say I would die for Konrad. He is a 6'2" hunk of spunk, and if anyone says differently, I will be deleting them from my life. Emily somehow won the most compatible group date, which is ironic because she was booted from the mansion in the next episode. Darvid got vulnerable and had a sneaky cocktail party pash with Brooke. Tage got whiplash on the go-karting date, so missed the arrival of 4 intruders at the cocktail party. Decided out with the old and in with the new rings true because she ditched original contestants Matt, Emily, Jess, and Beck in favour of the 4 new intruders.
Nice. 26 seconds.
Nice.
Saucy.
Yeah.
Lot of information there.
Many.
let's just kick us off. First highlight, first episode. What have you got?
Holly.
Yes. Agreed.
Okay,
Okay,
so
next one.
Good. Jumping in.
Yes.
Okay, this is a cluster from Holly's single date.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got Holly's joy seeing the dancers because they had a little ballroomy, saucy couple date.
I know.
Holly's genuine joy, just being like, oh, wow, this is a date picked specifically for me.
Yeah.
Wholesome. And then when Holly and Brooke were talking and Holly is playing with Brooke's shoulder, I felt it. I got the tingles in my collarbone.
In your collarbone.
Yes.
Down to your I was
Down to my vagina.
I was going to say vessels, but I meant veins.
Well, I thought you meant vajayjay.
Well, also that, eh?
Geena, what about you?
I was just going to say, and I don't know what it is about Holly, but there's something very warm, and I think maybe maternal. Is it maternal?
Ah.
It's like protective. Her energy is like a warm hug. Like I feel like if you were walking along a street and you were in trouble, I would go towards Holly.
Please
because
protect.
her energy is so peaceful.
Yes.
It's like she comes in peace. I don't know. There's something about her that is just chef's kiss.
Maybe she's an alien coming in peace.
That'd be nice. If aliens are like Holly, invade.
Maybe
You know?
invade me, please. Maybe that's how the invasion begins.
Oh, like really nice people? I get
we're all being gaslit. That's what's going on here. Classic.
I fucking knew it. Look, I'll tell you, next one for me isn't until the next episode. I don't have a lot. So if you've got more from this one.
The only other highlights I have about the end of this episode,
Yeah.
at the cocktail party when Darvid
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're right. I forgot
I am
about
right.
Darvid.
Thanks a lot. When Darvid is talking about wanting to talk to Brooke and people are like, oh, you've already had a lot of time, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And Darvid's like, I think a lot of people should take the focus off me and put it back on Brooke.
Oh, so true.
100%.
Why is he
I know
intelligent and sexy?
I hate that.
It's a bit
Alien.
rude. Alien.
Alien.
Rude.
And the other thing I loved is when Darvid and Brooke were having a little bit of alone time. And you could see that Darvid was being a bit vulnerable and wanted some validation.
Oh,
And he's like, oh, it's just nice to hear. And Brooke's like, what, that I'm attracted to you? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, oh. And then they kiss.
it was like the most sensual, emotional, connective kiss. And I have never felt more like,
I fell in love with both of them.
Oh, dude.
Truly.
I tell ya. Also, speaking of Darvid, I love that Ritu. God bless her. She's gone now. That's really rude, bro.
Boo.
Yeah, Ritu, she was like, yeah, I support Darvid. Darvid's got it. Like, there's nothing wrong with what Darvid's doing. He's technically being respectful, I think. But also the edit is making him look respectful in the way that he's jumping in there. I was like, Ritu's got it. She's seeing the light. And then she went home.
That was dumb. I was mad at Brooke for that one.
I was like, surely Jess is going home.
Oh, surely Emily's going home. Her and her high-pitched hyena laugh. Jesus.
Not that we...
I hate her.
Okay. Look, the first episode wasn't bad. Like, I liked the idea of the group date. I loved the compatibility test. I thought it was some cool, quirky questions.
That was fun. We haven't seen the compatibility test like that before.
Yeah, and they were a little bit out. Wouldn't have known. Wouldn't have known.
100%.
We're learning. I like it.
The last highlight I had from the first episode. Yeah. So after this kind of faux drama in the cocktail party, everyone's like, David's had more time. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Then he's the first person to get a rose at the at the rose ceremony.
Delicious.
And Brooke smirks while saying his name. She's like, Darvid. And David's like, yeah, boy, what's up? And everyone else is like, I knew it. I knew this day was coming.
Stupid fucking asshole. Also, I want to, if my next partner / love of my life doesn't say I'm in trouble after they kiss me,
I'm in trouble. I'm all in.
Also, Darvid going, I'm in trouble, and Brooke going, only if you want to be. I'd be like, I want to be. I want to be in trouble.
I'm a bad boy.
I want to be a bad boy for you. Delicious.
Geena, hit me with a highlight from episode 2.
I'll tell you, it's all about Konrad.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
I can't. I was like trying to write down, like when I first started watching, I was like, oh, that's good. That's going on the highlight. And then the next thing he said, I was like, going on the highlight.
Yeah.
And like just after a while, I was like, I just have to talk about Conrad's date in a whole because otherwise I'd just be spouting word for word
Everything he
that
says.
happened.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, I love his laugh. I love his cheeky
His
like,
smile?
Oh. Conrad, if you're listening.
Giddy we've ever been about a contestant.
Also, Conrad, if you're listening, like
Conrad.
we're actually really normal and
Very cool.
We're very cool.
Very relaxed.
We're actually like really sexy.
Oh, big time.
Also, I can't paint my nails.
Oh.
Just like, wouldn't it
Gonna
be
need-
horrible
Oh,
if
no,
someone
someone
did
come paint
that
my nails
for
for
me?
me.
Oh no. Okay, let's break
Producer
it down.
Zane is really enjoying the content today.
Let's break it down. All
Okay.
right, let's go. Let's talk about the Conrad date
All
as
right.
a whole together.
Please.
Now, first of all, he was giddy seeing the motorbike.
Ah,
Never seen a man happier, which is a little bit sad.
which is sad but true.
Sad but true.
Brooke
And-
also standing by the motorbike.
Oh,
Vision.
hot.
Can I
Hot
say?
to trot.
Absolutely.
And then they get to the place and they're doing a bit of self-care. And he's like, oh, I don't mind a bit of self-care. Like, love a humble king. Love a man who knows what he wants.
Yes.
And then he says, you know, there's layers to me. Let's get cooking. I'm like, I have
I'm an
never
onion,
felt...
there's layers to me. Let's get cooking. I was like, make me a stew.
I've never felt hungrier. And then the massage. Oh my God, this whole date was so intimate. I would have, if I was a man, like I've also learnt a lot about penises.
Interesting.
In the in the past couple of months for reasons I won't tell.
Okay.
Um,
We'll assume.
but like men get just like hard-ons still in adulthood whenever sometimes.
Grocery store.
I know, it just
What's
happens,
up?
which is crazy. I
Mm.
mean, yeah, anyway. But I would have a half erection
Oh,
if this
That whole
was
date.
happening to me.
yes.
Oh my God. And then
Big
he
time.
said when she was massaging him, he said her hands are so soft. I was like, oh. And then when he was massaging her, I swear to God, I could have a bit of alone time with just that part.
Just that vision. Just that footage.
Because he was like so soft and tender, and he was like, does this feel good? Bit of a consensual king being like, yes, like what works for you and things like that. I was so into it. And then
So into it.
the cheeky kiss.
Stop it. That's exactly my note. That cheeky kiss.
And like it was so casual but so like warranted.
Brooke
and
was so caught off guard. Her face was like,
but in the best way.
the best way. It was like, I just got sneaky kissed. He just slipped one in there, and Conrad like, you know what, baby. And not in a seedy way, not in
No.
a unwarranted way, in a smooth operator.
Yes.
Heck, medic.
What was that?
I just had a stroke thinking
you
about it.
malfunctioned.
I don't know.
And then Brooke also, she is an enigma, this woman, in the best way. Like, I love her. I wish I was attracted to women because she's amazing.
100%. Sometimes I wonder if I am. See someone like Brooke, and I'm like, could I? Like, could I maybe? I don't know.
I've been going through an adventure with my sexuality, and I still come back to the conclusion that unfortunately I'm not.
Well, that's the thing. I think about sleeping with someone, and I just don't want to do that with a woman.
Disgusting.
I don't want to do that.
I just don't want to touch a poussoir.
I don't want it. I don't want that. I don't want it.
But women are great.
But I want to be with Brooke.
And then, you know, the kiss, cheeky kiss, beautiful,
Cheeky.
lovely, into
Yes.
it. And she said to camera that it kind of broke the tension.
Yes.
She, you know, because I guess it's so true. There's this build up. You're having like this intimate date. You're learning so much about it. And then, you know, the kiss usually comes after the rose.
At the end,
And it's
he's
so
the rose.
expected.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like Brooke. I'm like, cut the tension. And also I hate, for me, romance isn't romance if it's expected.
Oh, totally.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like we kiss after the rose. It's not romantic because we both knew it was going to happen.
Yes.
There's nothing romantic about that. It's just kissing.
Yeah.
But like I thought this whole date was romantic.
It was beautiful. So much chemistry.
so much.
I want Conrad to win. her heart.
I'm feeling worried.
Oh, I'm very worried.
Yes.
I'm worried that we're going to have a heartbroken Conrad and I'm just going to have to slide into his DMs and cheer him up.
If he doesn't win, I'm going to put money on the fact that he might be the next Bachelor. And if he is, I'm applying.
Oh,
I swear to God.
I would love to, but I just know that I'm not his type.
You don't know that.
I know.
I know. Don't tell me what I know.
If Brooke's his type, then I'm not.
Well, did he say she was his type?
I mean, he's
She's
into
stunning. And like
It's
Brooke's
true.
everyone's type.
It's true.
Yes. Okay, a bit more.
Okay.
And then, they're doing the face mask and he's got that fucking bunny thing on. The most.
And just loving it. He's like
so cute. Why is he so
he's
cute?
so sweet. His smile is so joyful.
Joyous.
Joyous.
I can't.
Only whispers from here on in.
And then, she's putting the mask on his face and he said something and she said, I need to keep this PG, but it's doing things to me. I was like, say more.
Or say less.
Say less, say more. And then, okay, here it is. They're having a shower.
The
shower kiss.
Oh my Lord, Jesus.
Okay, also, like, the
His
sexiest thing.
physique. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding?
I will never.
He told us he's 6'2" and 100 kilos. And that's 100 kilos of muscle.
That's 100 kilos of man.
Oh my Lord. He's probably almost double the weight of Brooke.
Oh my God.
He can protect her.
Okay, we're getting ahead. Okay, the shower kiss. Also, there's nothing sexier than a man smiling in the middle of a kiss. And it being genuine.
Geena has her eyes closed right now, just so everyone knows. She's visualizing it.
Picturing it. And then one of the last shots was him kissing her and he smiled. And if you look closely, he bit her top lip.
Shut up. Oh my God, I didn't notice that. I'm gonna get a bit hot.
I'm so lonely.
Oh,
but if I was
sister.
But if I was still with a man, I think he would be dumped because I just know.
Geena, you don't need your romance novels. You just need this episode of The Bachelorette. I'm telling you now.
I'm just on repeat.
Yeah.
And then look, here we go. They're sitting around. They're crying.
Oh my God.
They're crying.
Brooke is just crying because she's so happy and being vulnerable.
Being taken care of.
Oh my Lord.
And I can empathize because being a independent woman, also I found out this is a trauma response, which is just can everything not be trauma? Like,
can I just have one thing that's me?
Yeah.
Thanks.
But so she says she's very independent, and hyper independence usually is a trauma response because it's like nobody took care of you, so you take care of yourself, kind of thing. And I think that's I'm being a psychologist now. I think I'm gonna assume that's what's Brooke's life is like, and that's why it really got to her, and that's why she was really emotional and crying, because this man in one day has shown her so much kindness, tenderness and intimacy that it really fucking got to her.
Can we just talk about how refreshing and invigorating it was just to see that conversation and to see Brooke's response? I was like, this is a very human response that's not being manufactured right now. And I love to see that.
Yes. And, old mate Konrad, at first I could tell he was a little bit awkward because he was like, oh shit, she's crying.
Yeah.
How do I stop this? But then he softened into it and just had this really emotional, intimate conversation with her.
And he let what she said affect him.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Actually listening? What?
Sorry?
The bare minimum.
Sorry, repeat that. I wasn't listening. Go again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And she said, I feel safe around you. No, he said first, you're safe around me.
Oh my God.
First of all, orgasmed. And then she repeated,
Twice.
I feel safe around you. And fuck.
Conrad said to the cameras, it feels like I found my forever partner.
Oh, I know. That's another comment.
I'm going to vomit. I can't.
I will never find love. This is it.
Oh, yeah. If this is the standard, I've been living in the bottom of the ocean.
And the ocean's a nice place.
It's very deep.
Under the under the sand,
under the
where those
sand.
cretins live.
With those big fish that have the bulb thing and the scary teeth, like in Finding Nemo.
And yes, exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
That was my ex.
Hey-o!
That's all I have to say about that.
Me too. I'm feeling lonely and sad now, so can we move on?
Yeah, absolutely. Give us a highlight. Go on.
The
You
only
won't?
other highlight I have is seeing Brooke get frustrated on the group date with the fairy lights and how incapable Emily was at functioning as her
she
partner
was, yes.
and just doing the task.
Yes.
Really loved that Brooke just tapped out. Clarissa stepped in to help, which I was like, that's a nice like showing of her character.
Yes.
Really just enjoyed seeing Brooke annoyed.
She was slightly annoyed.
She was annoyed, like you could tell. And I like that they didn't steer away from that.
Yeah.
You know, they're still showing us a real person here.
Also, it was weird because I think it would have pissed me off too because Emily wasn't really taking it seriously. Like,
No.
yeah, it's all a bit of fun and games, but also like Brooke's probably competitive and stop laughing and actually try and do this task with me.
It's a low light. I'm gonna say it. Emily straight up just not being able to drive anyway.
What's with that?
Why?
You're an adult.
You're 25.
You've got what?
What are you doing?
I know, look, this is controversial and I'm going to say it and you're going to agree with me. But
Okay.
why don't adults drive? Like you don't need a license? Why for? What? What do you mean you don't need a license?
What do you mean? What if you're in an emergency and you need to drive someone to the hospital, but you can't because you're a dummy?
But also it's not like this niche thing.
I don't know if you guys have heard, but like I'm really not into like driving automobiles.
It's just like not, my chakras don't like it.
Totally unaligned.
It's not like learning how to drive a forklift.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, it's like riding a bike. Like everyone learns how to ride a bike.
Well-
Everyone learns to swim. Everyone learns to drive a car because it's like, it's living. It's just basic things.
Maybe if you lived in New York, maybe it'd be a different story because you got a lot of subways.
You live in Australia.
It's true.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I feel like this is a good segue into our lowlights.
But I
Gina.
still have more. Sorry.
Oh, you absolute.
There's only two.
All right, you go.
So I don't know who it was. It was a man.
A man.
And I think it was talking about Tage, yes. And he said, "Oh, I think her game plan is to just not use the brake."
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, it worked because she got fucked up.
She got whiplash.
She got whiplash
For sure.
Also, I just know I wouldn't be good at those things.
Oh, I wouldn't be good at them. I'd be
No.
better than Emily, but I wouldn't be good
yes,
at it.
that's quite right. It wouldn't be hard.
That's true.
Yes.
I just need to drive,
Yeah.
and that I can do.
Because we've learnt.
It's true.
yes.
All right.
Also, Konrad, another one, because I've fallen in love with him.
Of course.
He says, when the intruders arrive, also shocked, confused, and rude.
Yes.
Can I get another drink and maybe a drill? Excuse me,
like,
waiter.
barricade the
Barricade the
front
doors,
door.
please.
Ha-ha.
It's a joke, but it's not.
I'm laughing only because I'm crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, lowlights. I'm into it. Let's do it.
All right. Well, first low light for me is about Emily. How did she end up winning the most compatible, date?
I don't know. Maybe she was just a good guesser.
Because you know sometimes how it goes in those
Yes.
group dates that they can just try to guess what they think the other person's answer is going to be.
And it's not.
I don't know
genuine.
if she would have forward thought ahead that much. I think perhaps maybe her answers just aligned with Brooke's.
But that doesn't mean you're.
That doesn't mean you're most compatible.
Yeah, it doesn't
As
mean.
evidenced by her getting eliminated the next week or the next episode.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't. Compatibility doesn't equal chemistry. Does not equal banter. Does not equal
Yes.
getting along.
Big yes.
Yeah, you know.
So that was very interesting for me. And then kind of just following off of that, when they're at the cocktail party, because Emily has the rose, she then says, it's not on my itinerary of things to do at the cocktail party.
Oh, I know.
To talk to Brooke. I was like, are you serious? I
know.
was like, every single person who has gotten a rose, they want to talk to her. They're just feeling a bit like umming and ahhing because they have the rose. But for her to straight up say, oh, it's like not on the cards for me because, I've got my rose, blah,
She
blah, blah.
doesn't sound keen at all.
Well, she didn't, but she looked a bit upset when she got eliminated.
Which is confusion.
Which is very confusing. I think she's just a bit too emotionally immature, perhaps.
Also, I think, here it is, maybe she was interested in being chosen, not in Brooke.
Yeah.
You know, she was like, I got the rose, fantastic, yes.
Interested in winning as
Yeah.
opposed to what it meant.
Yeah. Because then maybe when she got eliminated and she was looking sad, maybe it was like, oh, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Not for Brooke, but because I wasn't chosen again. Like,
Yeah.
again, I think everything comes down to fucking trauma.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I have a few lowlights, but mostly about Carissa and Luca.
Oh, okay. So that's episode 2.
Yeah.
Well, the only other one I have from the first episode, and this might be controversial,
Oh,
I feel like there's something missing between Holly and Brooke.
I agree.
And I can't pinpoint what it is.
Me neither.
And I'm wondering if it's because Holly is so kind of serene and calm. Maybe she doesn't seem excited enough by Brooke, or there doesn't seem like there's enough energy there.
There seems to be, if there's a fire, it's on low.
It's on low.
It's like
yeah.
simmering. It's not bonfire.
And maybe that's just a slow burn as opposed to, you know, instant kind of sparks.
Yeah.
But something feels off for me. And I don't think either of them are bad people. I think they're, you know, solid people in their own rights. But to me, something feels off, and I can't pinpoint it, but I'm pretty certain that like Holly's not going to be there at the end because of it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
There's something missing, and I think Brooke will realize that soonish.
Mm-hmm.
Not soonish, but they might go on another date or get some more alone time, and Brooke will be like, this is great, she's a beautiful person, but I don't have with Holly what I might have with Darvid or Konrad.
Yes.
Which is just, isn't it sad, but looking at the options at the moment.
The men.
I know, the men.
I hate it.
I'm like, we're first bisexual
I know.
bachelorette, and I'm like, she's going to end up with a man,
Half
isn't
my
she?
brain is so sad because you want it to be a woman at the end.
Just for...
But my favourites are Darvid and Konrad.
I know. And you're like, you can't beat the chemistry. You can't beat the intimacy.
Yeah. Hit me with your lowlights, Geena.
I'm going to touch a little bit on Carissa.
Please.
But the kiss.
What kiss?
Yeah. I've like kissed dogs with more tongue.
That explains so much.
But I was like, that's the peckiest of pecks.
That was dumb. And Brooke's face?
She was like...
She was like, is that it?
Whoa.
We're on The Bachelorette.
And look, Brooke's had some amazing kisses.
Oof.
You've got like big shoes to fill. And Carissa was like, thank you for the rose, Grandma. Here's your peck. I was like, never. Also, I never want to be pecked again.
Oh, I hate pecks.
I
hate them.
The next man who kisses me better be the most intense tongue-full. No, probably not.
Well,
if it's good, I won't say no.
I hate a peck.
Hate a peck.
Hate it. I'm like, are you kidding? No. Are we penguins? Get out. I don't want it.
Are we penguins?
Take my lips.
Take them. Use them. Good, nice.
Yeah.
And Brooke looks so unimpressed, and like, so would I.
Oh.
So would I.
And I think as well, like, so something we need to consider here, and we're going to talk about it more.
Okay.
But Carissa is perhaps a bit more reserved. So for her, maybe that's all she was comfortable in doing.
Right, okay.
But I hated that.
And like, let's look at this from our point of view, right?
Yes.
Me, Geena, bit crazy, would maybe have sex with someone on the first or second date.
Yes.
You, Aimee,
Yes.
waiting until the 4th, 5th, 6th date.
But
you know what I mean?
I'm going to do more than peck someone on the first date if I like them.
Fair.
I want to
call.
make out with their face.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Different people, different strokes for different folks.
Different horses for different courses.
Okay, you got another one?
The only lowlights I have left are about Carissa.
Okay, I just want to touch on Luca.
Please.
And hear me out.
Okay.
I don't know what the difference is between Darvid shooting his shot and Luca shooting his shot, but I didn't like it when Luca did it.
I think Luca was a bit more arrogant.
Yes, arrogance.
There didn't seem like there was as much respect behind it.
I think because Darvid, hear me out, was very respectful and acknowledged the feelings of the other group. He was like, maybe this will rub people the wrong way, but I want to do what I want to do and I really care for Brooke. Whereas Luca hardly knew Brooke and straight away was like, I'm getting in there. I want it all. And look, Carissa also with the, I don't think you should do that, like classic, as if he's going to listen to you, babe. Like, what are you on about? But yeah, there was something arrogant about Luca, and I was like, red flag. The way he came onto the red carpet in quotation marks, I was like, and he's a jiu-jitsu man? I don't know what it is.
He wants to be a jiu-jitsu star.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about jiu-jitsu. It's not
Give me karate
sexy.
any day.
It's not sexy to me. And also, I'm like, I've never known someone to do jujitsu who was like actually a cool person.
Well, the thing is, they're definitely wanting him to be painted a specific way. Because he came on and he said, I want to be a like jujitsu star. That was his intro. And then when he's talking to Brooke, he tells us he's a health and PE teacher. Everyone else didn't come in and be like, and I want to be a mermaid. Yeah. They came in and were like, I manage a gym. I am a teacher. He gets this narrative of, I want to be a famous karate man. And like we're already being I think we're already being set up to think a little differently of him, whether that's like comically or whether that's to be a little turned off by him.
Villainy.
A bit villainy. Interested to see how the single date goes because we see in the shorts that he gets a single date next week. Original contestants are not going to be stoked with that.
Brooke. I think, and I love Brooke, and I think most of the time she's got her head on her shoulders, but like she said, she goes for the alphas. And I'll tell you, anyone who looks like an alpha isn't. Anyone who's like, I'm a big man and I do big man things. I'm like, you have the tiniest penis with the biggest insecurities. Yeah. And I know daddy didn't love you. Yeah. Go to therapy, get out of my way. And I think Brooke sees that and goes, oh, big alpha man. I'm like, no, Brooke. Yeah. Stop it. Go back to Konrad.
Back to Konrad. The one good thing is at least I think Brooke, after like one date or whatever, she sees that in someone. I don't think she gets tagged along for too long being like, oh my God, I just think they're great. Like, I think she is a good judge of character.
I think
she just needs a little bit of time, with some particular instances, i.e. alpha men.
But then we think of Honey and the Badger. And you're like, whoa, he's a bit of a boy.
But even then, remember, Brooke left his season because she had a conversation with him and she had figured out enough she needed to know about him that it wasn't going to work.
You're right. You're right. I need to have faith. I need to have faith and
trust the process.
Trust the process. Yes, trust the process. I'd be the worst bachelorette.
You'd be the best bachelorette.
I'd be the worst.
The ratings, they would go up.
They would.
People would be like, who is this rogue feminist?
I'd be like,
shooting. Why did she get rid of 7 men on the first night?
Be like,
there's none left.
He's got a weird vibe.
Weird vibe, red flags. Reminds me of my dad. See ya.
I'd like need a therapist on call and my best friend there to be like, I'd say like, no, he's gone. And then they both be like, wait. I'm like, no.
He's out. He's gone. Geena.
You haven't spoken to him yet.
That's a cameraman. I hate him.
Bad vibes.
Okay. Big issue.
Which is a small issue.
It's a small issue.
Because there's not a lot going on at the moment.
Which is quite refreshing. It's nice that there isn't any massive morally wrong type of thing happening
at the moment. Yes. So big issue is mostly about Carissa and what's going on with her.
What is happening? Is she okay?
I don't know.
Firstly, that it's just interesting because so I'm pretty sure she's a psychologist. It's either that or she's a psychology student. Right. Either way, there is going to be a certain amount of awareness or self-awareness you would expect from a person in that field.
Agreed.
I find it really interesting that she's also said to Brooke, I am, traditionally quite a confident person, but I think we're seeing quite a meek, shy side of her. And absolutely, I think everyone has all those various kind of components to them. But I don't feel like she's after her first impression on the red carpet, I haven't got confident vibes from her at all. I've gotten quite perhaps even insecure
Yes.
type of vibes. And so I'm curious as to what is going on with her arc here.
I'm confused as well because, as you say, red carpet first night, I was like, there are sparks. Like, I was feeling like this could be really something. Like, in my mind, I was like, top 3 maybe. And now, second weekend, I'm like, this is an entirely different person.
And interesting too that Brooks commented that.
Yes.
She literally said, you know, really undeniable chemistry on the red carpet. And now she's like, I'm just not sure.
What's the vibe here? I'm just trying to find her.
Oh, her image that tells us what she does.
Oh, her name is Carissa.
Oh, it's Carissa.
And she is a psychologist. I am even more confused now.
Carissa.
Sorry, Carissa.
Well, maybe she needs to put the L in her name and that'll spice it up.
Spice it up.
Clarissa.
But okay, hear me out. If she's a psychologist, then she's got to know that she's exhibiting some behaviors that are not good in this situation.
Yes.
But also there is a difference between self-awareness and actually like changing that, I suppose.
It makes me think, like, this doesn't reflect at the moment super well on her. And I'm like, what happens after the show when she goes back to work? And like, does she lose clients?
Because of this?
And it's not that she's being a bad person or
No,
anything
no,
like
not
that.
at
It's
all.
just that it's not, if I were to think of someone as a psychologist, or, you know, one of my really good friends, Caitlin, is in her master's doing psychology. Caitlin is one of, if not the most self-aware, considerate person, very aware of her own mind and other people's actions. That's what I expect from someone in that field. And yes, I think Carissa is kind and thoughtful, but she doesn't seem to it doesn't seem to be elevated to the level I would expect a psychologist to be.
Yeah. And look, she is a good listener because at the rose ceremony, we do see, you know, she says, I want to talk to Brooke because that's what Brooke mentioned, that I need to be a bit of a go-getter.
Yeah.
I need to get out there. But then we see all these insecurities pop up. Not that I'm saying psychologists can't have insecurities, because of course everyone does.
Yes.
But to the point where I was like, this is the kind of behavior I would expect from someone who'd never gone to therapy in their life and was like really insecure in who they are and their connection with someone else. And I'm very confused. And this is a hypotenuse.
A hypotenuse?
A hypotenuse. Hippopotamus. I've hypotenused.
Hypotenuse, like the triangle?
No.
Do you mean a hypothesis?
Yes.
We're just going to do some quick math here. Continue.
Quick math. Yes, sorry. Say it again.
Hypothesis.
Thank you. I think maybe that she's letting outside factors really get to her, because seeing the transition from red carpet to now, I think maybe she's thinking, because she is kind of a very, she said, shy, subtle character. And I think, fine, absolutely amazing. And it would be harder as that person to kind of like take life by the throat and be like, yep, here I am. I'm going to take those opportunities where they are. And I get that. But maybe she's like playing into the narrative of, I'm a woman, I am like small and shy and dainty, and I don't know how to break from that, especially when there are like men around. And like, you know, in the first episode we had all the women go first and the men stood back, and I was thinking maybe that's because in life men are taught like open the door for a woman, and
Open the woman.
open the woman for the door. And you know, even in this week's episodes, we see that only the men were driving the cars.
Yeah.
Which is a very traditional thing, isn't it?
Wait, do you mean the cars that they travel to go-karting in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go-karting and I think it was only go-karting, wasn't it? Yeah. And I was like, that's interesting, isn't it? And I think maybe because having men and women, it's a weird dynamic, and both the men and women are trying to find where they fit along with the societal expectations, because we've never had something like this before. And I don't know how I would be if I was trying to win someone over with the opposite sex in competition.
Yeah. That's so fair. Yeah, that's a really good observation. Because
I wouldn't want to come across, and this is probably my psyche as well, I wouldn't come across as a bitch.
Yes.
Because that's what women are known as, right? I wouldn't want to be too forthcoming because that's a bitchy thing to do, isn't it, for women? And I don't want to be too strong because that just shows that X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
it's
maybe
just a big comment on, what we've been programmed by the patriarchy.
Yeah. And
Really?
I'm wondering if that's a factor as well, if it's taking too much of a factor.
Well, I think that's a good point because, let's say some of it is contributing to that. Carissa and Brooke have now had a conversation where Carissa flat out said, I'm not someone to like kind of chase or whatever, go after it. And you could see on Brooke's face she wasn't impressed. And Brooke said,
earlier on.
She was like, I want someone to show their interest in that kind of thing. And perhaps, I don't know Carissa's sexual orientation, if she's gay or bisexual, or, whatever else. But, perhaps she has been in relationships with men before and she hasn't had to have been as forthright. Or she's been with women before and hasn't had to have been as forthcoming with her feelings. Maybe she is one who's used to being pursued as opposed to the other way around. There's all these personal attributes that we can't know that could be contributing to how she's presenting.
Yes, exactly right. There's a lot of factors, and either way, it was very confusing and a little bit sad, a little bit disappointing.
Yeah.
But maybe, they're throwing a spanner in the works like they did with Holly last season. They gave her that, the family doesn't like you, and ganging up on Holly, and we're like, can she come out of this? She fucking did. She won.
She won.
So maybe they're throwing us for a loop.
Oh, I'm so annoyed and confused because I don't know.
Yeah, me either.
I don't know. What do you think, Geena? What are your predictions for what's to come?
Predictions? This is more of a, I don't know what it is, prediction worry.
Okay.
I think we're getting so much great content out of Konrad. And I'm like, fuck, this does not look good. You cannot have such an amazing connection on in the second week and make it to the end. I think he'll make it far and he'll get fucking heartbroken.
It's going to be so sad.
It's because also I was thinking, like Brooke said, she loves this kind of man that can be sensitive and be there and take care of her. But I'm wondering, and I don't know if we've seen this side of Konrad yet, if he can also be the bantery, jokey, blokey bloke that she also likes, right? We've seen this beautiful soft side, and I'm like, delicious, sexy.
Yeah.
But does he have that other, like tradey side of him? I don't know. And if he doesn't, I think that might be...
It's interesting too because he said on the workplace like he doesn't fit in.
Yeah.
As a
God
tradie.
bless him.
And he's like, I don't have my iced coffee and my sausage roll. I was like, good on you. Look after yourself.
You eat that salad.
Good on you.
Have the quinoa.
Nice. Quinoa's not bad.
It's not. I actually like it.
I like quinoa too.
Yeah. That's what I think about Konrad.
I agree. I want it to be him so desperately. We're being... The producers are making us fall in love with him.
Yeah.
We're all going to be heartbroken when he is.
Yeah, I think that's why they gave us such a great episode. I'm like, only means one fucking thing, doesn't it? But then who else is going to come in? Like, I don't like anyone else.
Well, Darvid's going to be there for a while.
I like Darvid, but I like Konrad better.
Oh, 100%.
But maybe because we just haven't seen more of Darvid's side, maybe he'll melt more. But to be fair, did Konrad say I'm in trouble after he kissed her? No. So
the jury's out.
The jury is out.
I don't know what to think with the women.
The women are lovely. I love the women.
Oh, the women as people. Great.
Yes. As romantic interests, so far, they're doing okay.
Well, Jamie Lee has taken a bit of a back burner this week.
Oh.
Maybe she's going to swoop in and...
I think, I like that.
Foxtrot.
It's a little bit of a
quick step.
Yeah, look, I don't think Jamie Lee's going to get far. I think it's true. She's like, I'm happy for everyone that they're getting this chance with Brooke, but it's been a while now.
Yeah.
And I just think because they might have had a connection in the house, But Brooke's the fucking bachelorette now. She's got a smorgasbord.
She's got Konrad.
And Jamie Lee's really got a fucking...
She looked amazing in that emerald green
Oh,
dress.
dude, she looked stunning.
Jesus, that was
Also,
gorgeous.
here's a highlight. The
Yeah.
way that everyone looked at Brooke when she walked in.
Oh,
Like she was the only star in the sky.
they were like,
she
"Oh,
was the
wow."
mother of nature.
Mhm.
And there's you're surrounded by beautiful women, and I'm sure some of the guys in there are straight as the day is long.
Oh, absolutely.
So you've got all these beautiful women to look at, but the second Brooke walked in, nothing else mattered.
yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm never gonna find love.
Never gonna give
You up. Never
Never
gonna
gonna-
find love. Okay, any more predictions?
Nah.
Apart from the fact that I'm going to get my heart broken watching this show.
If I see another date like Conrad's, I'm gonna.
I don't know.
Something's gonna happen to my body. That's my prediction.
something will combust.
Indeed.
Amy,
Mm.
please rate, review, subscribe. I've been begging you.
Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting. Rate, review, subscribe
Please.
on the Spotify, on the Apple, on the wherever you consume your podcast.
Stitcher.
Yep.
If you're just looking us up on the internet, good on you.
Good on you. Congratulate. You're welcome.
You are welcome. We have a Instagram
We do at Love Bachelor.
and we have an email.
It is lovebachelor@gmail.com.
Please email us for the love of God.
I cannot beg you more. And you know what, Geena?
What?
I don't know if either of us had the login for that email.
No, it'll be there somewhere. Surely.
Slide into our DMs on Instagram.
I want to know what you think
Yes.
of. Tell us your predictions.
Mhm.
Tell us who your favorite is. And if you see any red flags in Conrad, let us know because I think you're wrong. But it would be interesting if you did see one.
It would be interesting to see, like, hear of people's wrong opinions.
It
You know
would.
what I mean? Yeah.
I would love to discuss people's wrong opinions. I do it all the time in my private life. Amy, thank you so much.
Geena,
Mm.
you're welcome.
And remember, we're two gals here for the right reasons.